Let's play some Minecraft, shall we? So I'm gonna call this world my new Minecraft world. Yeah, there we go. We'll go normal survival. Uh, Hardcore is a little bit overrated these days. We're in an interesting spawn. Well, not interesting. It's plains and desert, and there are no trees. Okay. So yeah, this is Minecraft 1.6.4, and you might be wondering why am I playing this, and the answer is because I want to. The other day I caught up with someone I used to play with Minecraft years ago. We used to play on servers together. Squeg. He's a I've known him since 2012. Like Um, that's how long we've known each other, and we're reminiscing about the good old times, the good old days, and it made me really think about like what version's my favorite. I've always said kind of this era is my favorite, and I really do think it is. Let's grab these pumpkins because pumpkins are good. Pumpkins are one of the best blocks in the game, in my opinion. You can make food out. You can make them into pumpkin pie. You can make them into jack-o'-lanterns, which are a good light source. There's seriously no trees. Wow, this is an interesting seed straight off the bat. Oh, I see trees finally. Oh, we got some horses. Hello, I got no saddle. Saddles are actually really hard to come by in this version because you only get them in loot chests. So like dungeons and stuff like that. There might be a villager that sells them, but villager trading in this is so different to how it is in modern. Um, that it might be hard. And also fishing mechanics don't exist. They were actually added in 1.7. The whole random loot from fishing. You only get the one fish. What is he? No. Okay, you can't jump. Okay. Alright, well, we can come back and get him later if I feel like it. So I thought as I play this, I might sort of explain my history with Minecraft and how I came to this, how I came to this game and how I came to like this version and all other kinds of other things. You're a zombie. Yes, actually, could you please burn up and die? Your rotten flesh would be greatly appreciated. Also, maybe you could give us a potato or a carrot. Oh, there we go. Cool. So I have a unique history when it comes to video games. There's only one other person that I've ever met in my 30 plus years of life that has a very similar story to me. That is, so I was born in the early 90s. I am a millennial. I'm old, yes, make fun of me. And I have never owned a console because whenever you say like 90s kids, like kids who grew up in like the 90s and 2000s, everyone thinks like GameCube or I was about to say Sega Dreamcast, but that was a failure. You know that era of like nostalgic consoles. Stuff like like Nintendo, Mario, Sonic, all that. No, I never had a console. Well, actually, we kind of did have a console. My parents got a Wii. They got a second-hand Wii at a Boxing Day sale. It was a refurbished one. Mostly because they had that Christmas. We'd been to my cousins in Sydney, and they really liked the sports games on it, and so they bought it because it was really cheap. And so we had a Nintendo Wii, but we only had Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resorts. I never played any other games on it. And I'll tell you what, by the end of that school holidays, that summer school holidays, I was really good at basketball. No one wanted to play me anymore. Anyway, that's a completely different tangent. So I never owned a console as a kid. I grew up on PC, so my parents, of course, had a computer. Um, the earliest I remember was Windows 95. It was a Windows 95, and I remember when we upgraded to Windows 98. And the first video games I ever played were these educational CD-ROM games that my mother got because my mum, you know, she realized she was one of these parents who read the stuff like computers are the future. Your children are gonna have to. basically learn computers because computers are being integrated into every job. I mean, she was a bank teller just at the tail, like just at the beginning of like ATMs beginning to take over that position. Because back in the day, you'd have like a dozen people on the front counter of a bank. Now, if you go into a bank now, well, one, they're even open because all the banks out in the country in Australia are all shutting down. If they're even so, if they're still operational, you're lucky if there's one person on the front desk because everything can be done via machine now. And she realized very quickly that yeah, computers are the future. So she taught herself a lot of computer stuff, and she got me onto the computer. She taught me how to read and write and count up to 10 before I even started school. And I remember the primary school teacher being so impressed that I was able to count up to 20 when most of my classmates didn't. And she was also very early education. So my mum believed in all that, and one of those early educational things, yeah, she got me these CD-ROM games. It was based around that show Madeline. I'm not sure if you've ever heard it, but Madeline was this cartoon about this girl in an all-girls like Catholic boarding school in Paris in the I think it's supposed to be the interwar period, like the 20s, you know, before between World War One and Two, um, which actually makes that show really depressing in hindsight, knowing that all those kids, as soon as they're teenagers and young adults, are going to have to experience World War Two. And there was also some other CD-ROM games. That I've honestly forgotten about. I think there's one with like animals or something, but yeah, anyways, I don't really remember much of those, but the point is that was my introduction to like PC gaming, and so I got used to playing games on the computer. I didn't even know what consoles were. It wasn't really until I went to primary school and my cousins in Sydney started getting consoles that I was even aware what console gaming was. Also, my parents primarily watched ABC, and we weren't allowed to watch morning cartoons because, particularly when we started going to school, because mum and dad felt that was distracting from us, and we weren't going to get ready on time. So I never watched morning cartoons. So I never watched Pokemon. Because Pokemon was like I think it was on Channel 9. Back then there was only 5 television channels. I'm really sounding like an old man, aren't I? Back in my day, we only had 5 television channels. Unlike you whippersnappers, spoiled with your like 50 plus. Also, we didn't have pay TV or what you call cable in America. I went to primary school for the first time. That was when I got properly introduced to like proper games, if I want to say. Like there was 2 video games that really sort of influenced me, and one of those was Logical Journey of the Zombinis. It was an educational game, but it is genuinely fun. And yes, before anyone comments, I am aware of the remake on Steam. I have played it. It's great. I don't not entirely jiving with the art style. I kind of prefer the original, but whatever. It's still as fun. Honestly, zombie flesh is one of the best foods to have in this version. When you're first starting out, because you don't have rapid health regen from eating food. That was added in the combat update. And so it really doesn't matter what you eat, as long as your hunger bar is full, you're going to regenerate health. So if you haven't got much food around, rotten flesh is fine. Earlier versions, like when hunger was first introduced, spider eye is also really good because you would actually regenerate health faster than the poison would kill you. That's changed. Hell, could you please? I'm monologuing here. Set up a little farm. Could you drop me a piece of armor? That'd be really appreciated, bud. No, he won't. Okay. Let's let's set up a house. Set up a little starter house. Go. A cute little window, and I don't have a door. You know what? Pumpkins can be our door. There we go. How do I describe it? It's this game where you have these little cute creatures called Zumbinis. They're little blue balls with different eyes, nose, hair, and feet, and they've been basically colonized by like these guys, and you got to help them escape oppression and take them across a perilous land to safety, to Zumbiniville, which is going to be where their new free homeland. Yeah, the whole way there's puzzles that use like logic and mathematics and stuff like that. Usually a lot of it's pattern recognition. Um, a lot of it's like figuring out stuff. Like for example, there's one where you got to make these guys pizzas, and you got to figure out what they like and don't like. And yeah, it is actually really hard. I remember beating it because there's like a certain number of Zombinis you got to move, and I remember beating it in primary school. I have no idea how I did it. But I don't know how the fuck I did that as a kid. Because the puzzles get progressively harder. Like there's a difficulty scaling, and so the more you play, the more difficult the puzzles get, and they get really hard. Like, and I also played the other ones. As the other games came out, our school got them, which was Mountain Rescue and Return. I think it's like called Return to Zombinia. They go back after the evil white man. I mean, sorry, the bloats stop colonizing the island or something like that. I don't know. It's been like 20 years. I don't remember the plot exactly, but all I remember is the puzzles. The puzzles were actually kind of difficult. I'm gonna probably invest my iron into armor off the bat just to lower my damage. And the other game that really influenced me was SimCity 2000. So we had these computers, these old Mac computers, Apple Mac. This is before it was called. This was before years before Apple put I in front of everything, so it wasn't an iOS at the time. It was they were called Macs, and I think the New South Wales Department of Education had some contract with them because every school had these computers. Um, some of them, they even had like Apple, these shitty Apple computers when I went to high school. Um, yeah, so there's obviously some kind of business deal there, but yeah, the other game was SimCity 2000. I don't know why our school had it, but we just did, and I played a lot of that. It intrigued me. It intrigued me a lot, and so I played a lot of it. I actually got it when when EA released it for free years ago. I got it on my what was formerly called Origin, now EA app. Um, I played it. It's yeah. I played a lot of the modern ones. Like I've played City Skylines. I've got like nearly 2,000 hours in that, by the way. And it's like it's so amazing going back to this because it's so basic. And but yeah, it is fun, even though it's just a glorified MS Paint thing. It's not a lot of complexity to it. And I have played SimCity Classic, the original. I got as I said, the PC CD from someone, and I also had that, and I played that. That one's genuinely like a top-down MS Paint kind of thing, but um, the Genesis was there. Genesis is there. Will Wright was a genius when you think about it. Anyways, oh, another baby zombie. Okay, we're gonna have to do a strategic retreat here. I'm gonna show you a trick with skeletons in this version, by the way. Come in here, they can't shoot you. So yeah, I played SimCity 2000 quite a lot on the school computers, and then I think it was my birthday, either birthday or Christmas of 1999, I got SimCity 3000. It had just come out, and I remember we got it. My parents went to Harvey Norman and bought it for me. They said, "This is your present. You're not allowed to play it just yet." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I officially I knew I was getting it, so I was just like counting down the days until I was allowed to actually open it. Dad did a shitty job of hiding it as they as they bought it at the store. so so yeah, I got SimCity 3000. I played the shit out of that one. I played even more in it, and one of the thing I actually had that CD up until recently. I don't know what happened to it, and I should stay. This was the original SimCity 3000, not unlimited. I never had that. I never had that. That came about later. So it had none of the other things. It had, I'm pretty sure it had a few different music tracks, and it had that really cool little intro cinematic, like the one of the panning out of the city, as opposed to the one in Unlimited where it's like really weird. Uh, so you're probably noticing by now that yeah, SimCity was a big part of my life. And interestingly, you might think I'm going to talk about SimCity 4. No, I've never played it. I never got it. Um, I've actually never played. I've considered getting it to try it out and see how it is. Everyone says it's really good, so maybe I should sometime. Because no, not long after that, it was 2001. I'm pretty sure it was Christmas 2001. Um, Maxis, the makers of SimCity, came out with a new game the year before called The Sims. And my parents got me that for Christmas, and I think it was 2001 because by that point two of the expansion packs are already out, House Party and Living Large, and so it came in like a bundle with all those three in it, and so that's what they got me. I too played the shit out of that. I played a lot of that to the point where they actually took it off me as punishment one time. Um, 2 weeks. So, oh well, tough. Yeah, you're not gonna learn if you don't get disappointment in life. But yeah, you're probably noticing a lot of simulator games were in my life, and yeah, it just happened to fall like that. Um, and then when the Sims 2 came out, after a little bit, I got the Sims 2. I think it was about 2005. I got it because also the same deal. A few expansion packs were out, and there was a bundle at the at EB Games when we went there. Um, well, the music's really kicking in now. Fuck off! I'm trying to tell the people stuff here. Thank you for the bones, by the way. Can we get a record? Probably not. No, cave's actually really cool. I love how these caves go. Okay, music, I love you, but you're a little bit loud. Yeah, I played a lot of The Sims 2. I did get The Sims 3 when it came out, and I got a few of the expansions. Controversial opinion, I did not like The Sims 3 as much. I thought The Sims looked really awful in that. They look too, like, uncanny, and, like, they look like they're made out of clay. And, the open world was a really weird, cool concept, and the whole, like, unique designer style thing where you could use pretty much any texture and any color. The problem was it ran like total ass on my computer, and it still to this day runs like total ass. I actually got it a couple of years ago, and I ran it on my PC, and even on my modern PC, which is probably easily 4 times more powerful than my computer was in 2009, it still was ran like total fucking ass. So I just think unfortunately The Sims 3 was way too ahead of its time. I mean, if it even says don't install too many expansion packs, or otherwise it's not going to be able to run. Like yeah, it was too far ahead of its time, and yeah, I can see why The Sims 4 has limited when it comes to like the swatches, the different colors of items and clothing and stuff like that. I can see why that happened because people are like, "Oh, bring back it for the 4." Like, yeah, well, unfortunately, 4 is going to start running more shittier than it already is. And yes, I have played 4, and yes, I know it's crap. And many people pointed out to me in my video about Forever World how the Sims community is kind of similar. I don't think there's really like a lack of motivation to play with the Sims community. I think it's just all coping and sneeding over every like DLC that comes out, how EA is just like genuinely desperate for money. It's just money whores, and so they'll slap like features in like $60 expansion packs, which don't even work half the time. It's a real fucking tragedy. The absolute state of modern video games. I'll tell you what. Let's leave a nice little sign. Let's leave a nice little sign. My day one Heidi poll. And today is the 5th of May 2025. So it's 5/5/25. That's where we got up to The Sims. So we're up about 2010 at this point. I didn't really play much else. I've always been the type of guy that's only had a limited amount of games. Like I'm not one of these people who buys a million games and plays different stuff. I have like the old favorites I come back to, and if there's something I really like, I'll play it, or something I really enjoy, I'll play it. But if it just doesn't interest me, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Meanwhile, I've got like friends who are the total opposite who play great variety of stuff and have like massive collections of games in their possession. Fuck, it's turning. Okay, so it's turning 9 again. I might just go get a bed. I was thinking about joining the boy Ryan in his bed boycott, and maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe I'll boycott beds later. But for now, it kind of sucks. Alright. Alright, where was I in my story? Yeah, so it comes to 2011. I'm in my final year of high school, senior year, year 12. And I was hanging out with my mates one day, and they're all playing this game. And I'm like, oh, what are you guys playing? Oh, it's this new game that came out recently. It's called Minecraft. And they showed me it's like this blocky game. And they're like, oh, watch out, there's a giant penis. And this like green penis thing blew up, and they're all laughing or whatever. I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. This was just before. Oh, there is a village over here. Okay. This was just before my final exam, so I was like kind of more focused on that than gaming at the time. And so if I was gonna play a game, it was gonna be one of the stuff I played. Took my final exams, and then it was at the end of it. There was a gap. So the way the HSC was structured, like all the different exams were on certain days, and all across the state, and different subjects you took. And the way my subjects were set up, I was at the early end, so there was like a month or bit gap in between when my exams were done and then when we get the results at graduation, the graduation day. Oh, there are carrots here. Very good. So yeah, my end of school exams took place, and so I had that month period where basically nothing was happening with me. And so I spoke to my mate, and I was like, hey, where do I get that Minecraft game you guys were playing? Look, I might give it a shot. And he's like, here, I'll just copy it onto your drive. I'll just copy it on a flash drive and give it to you. Now, I'm aware this is illegal. This is against everything not stood for. But you have to remember, this was 2011. Rural Australia had basically no internet. We had shitty dial-up, and then we had shitty broadband. And it really wasn't until the mid to late 2010s did it actually become like usable. It was really bad until like around the time of the NBN. So like I did not really have much in the way of internet growing up. I didn't watch a lot of YouTube or anything, or really frequent websites, because I just simply didn't have the capacity to do so. So he gave me this illegal copy, and it was Minecraft Beta 1.8.1, the adventure update. So my first introduction to Minecraft wasn't alpha or beta as a lot of people It was after the adventure update. It was after hunger and sprinting and Enderman and all the stuff that nearly killed the game, according to every fucking Zoomer document. I love it when kids like that try to assert like how things were in the past, despite the fact that like you weren't even alive when 9/11 happened. Why are you fucking telling me how things went down? Anyways, anyway, old man tangent there. And so I got Minecraft and I began playing Minecraft beta. I made a world and I think I fucked around for about 40 minutes to an hour on it. That was my first world. It's gone. I'm pretty sure I must have deleted it because it was nothing. Like I built nothing. Mostly it was just me experimenting with picking up and placing and breaking blocks and crafting basic stuff. But then I started a second world, and that world I still have. I probably spent, I'd say, a couple of 100 hours in that world, and I still have it. And once I hit 2,000 subscribers, I'll probably tour it. I don't think I've actually opened this world or looked at it since maybe 2014, 2013, 2014. So it will be a genuinely interesting experience for me, not just you, the viewer, to see how awful I was at the game. I was really bad because there was no crafting guide, there was no crafting book. I mean, in this version, no crafting book. You have to know the recipes in order to make stuff. So there was a lot of things like doors and fences and stuff like that I just didn't even know about, and so I just never built with them because I didn't know they were a thing until someone pointed it out to me like later on. But yeah, so from about, I'd say, I think it was like September or October. I'd have to look this up. But yeah, from about then I graduated high school, and then I was going to university in Canberra, and it was when I moved to Canberra. I was still playing Minecraft every now and then. Is this a dungeon? No, this is just a weird sand wall. I was living in Canberra and at a university. I found the Minecraft wiki because I was trying to find snow in my world. If you don't know, Beta 1.8 worlds did not have snow biomes because Notch had issues with getting them to work apparently or something like that. There wasn't any snow biomes. There also wasn't any roses. Roses that the red flowers wouldn't generate, so there's only yellow flowers, um, yellow dandelions, and so I was looking for snow because I got told about snow by my friends, and I went and he's like, "I'll just check the Minecraft wiki. I don't think it says that. I don't think that it's in that version." And so I have a look, and sure enough, it says there was no snow biomes in that version. But then I end up stumbling across. This is really cool. This is a really cool area. Um, hmm, maybe mark this in my mind. Let's take a screenshot, shall we? Then I remember I stumbled across the wiki entry for the end. I'm like, wait, the end? Because I only knew of the Nether and the Overworld. I'd been in the Nether. The Nether back then was much like Beta 1.7. It had no structures. It was just netherrack, fire, lava, a bit of glowstone. Is that another new village or the same village? Yeah, I found the wiki page for the end. I'm like, wait, there's a whole new dimension. There's a dragon in this game, and then I discover like potions and enchanting. The entries for those. I'm like, whoa, there's all this stuff in the game they've been adding. And like, why don't I have that? And I was like, fuck it, I'll buy the game. And so I think it was February the 5th, 2012. I purchased the My 1001 account, the account I'm on right now. Um, so you can't tell because skins don't work in 1.6 without mods. I bought Minecraft and I remember it was 1.1, release 1.1 was the first version I played, and immediately I started creating new worlds until I found one with a snow biome and played around with snow and made a snow golem and stuff like that. And in one of I had a creative world in beta. I then like made like a snow globe, snow room, and put some snow golems that spread snow over it. It was really cool. Um, But yeah, and so yeah, I played around that, and then like a few days later, the 1.2 jungle update came out. That was the update that gave us jungles. I wasn't updates back then weren't named. People, that's like the informal name, like the jungle update. Uh, Jungles, bottles of enchanting, different colored wooden planks, smooth sandstones and chiseled sandstone, a few other things. Oh, increased world heights, that was the other big thing. Redstone lamps, yeah. In hindsight, that was a really big kind of update, even though content-wise it's quite small, but it changed a lot. Oh, and villager mechanics. Villagers can now breed, and there's iron golems and stuff like that. But you couldn't trade with them just yet. I played around with that, and then I've honestly forgot how I came to this server, but I found a server listed on Facebook, I think it was, and it was a server called Zillowcraft. It was run by a guy called The Real Zillow, and Zillowcraft was like a public server that anyone could join. It was a successor to another one, like this Danish guy ran, um, which the older people, like my friend Squeg, talk about a lot, because all the people in that group played on there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people, made some friends that one, as I said, I reached out to me. The other one, another one I actually looked out for, and I reached out to him, and oh, I haven't reached out to him, but I did see he's alive and doing well, so I'm glad for him. So yeah, I joined the server, met some people, had some fun. Then I hosted some of my own servers with people and did some stuff. It was kind of fun. And then ended up getting invited to like a whitelisted server called Mind Division, and it was run by like a guy called Wizka. Um, and he and I were like genuine like internet friends. Like we spoke a lot. And there was a period where we were like playing together every single day. I think it was North American summer of 2013 because he was out of school. Um, and I was at university neglecting my course. Neglecting my course. I ended up dropping out. I'm a verified university dropout. It was just the course I was doing, architecture, just wasn't for me. I suck so bad at it. For someone who played a lot of creative games and stuff like that, I did so bad at it. The fucking lecturers and assignment marker people just went like, you are so bad at this. You need to get good. And I would take all their advice on board, and I'd go into the next assignment. I would do everything, and then I would just suck again. They just go, I remember there was this guy with like bloodshot eyes. He always looked like bloodshot eyes, like he was up all night. Um, and 3 times he marked my assignment. Every single time he said to me, I don't think you understand the assignment. And I was just like, how? How? How the fuck? It was designing a fucking bus shelter. One of them was literally designing a bus shelter. How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up? Apparently, I fucked that up somehow. Yeah, I know. Whatever. It was just so, it was so stupid. Um, and it just, yeah, and then my grandma died, and it really made it hard for me to stick to it. This is an interesting spot. I really like this. I really like this little thing of trees in the middle. You like those big open plains. How far away? Oh, we're actually some distance from spawn. Got cows. Oh, I might be getting an inspiration. Oh, check that out. There's a mine shaft down there. So yeah, I was at university and I was neglecting my course. Anyway, I was playing Minecraft all the time with these people, and then 2014 rolled around, and I dropped out of university, and then that was when Wizka disappeared. I actually have no idea what really happened to him. From what I managed to recall, I think he had like a family emergency, like something happened to a family member close to him, and that's why he stepped back for a while, but he just dropped off the face of the earth. The last thing I honestly forgotten what happened to him. Like he just disappeared. He just fucking disappeared. And despite our attempts to communicate with him, I thought he'd come back at some point. He never did. He never did. He never went back to his Skype account or any of the other points of contact we had with him. He was just gone, and it was really sad because, as I said, he was a great guy, and I had a lot of fun hanging out with him. So, oh well, it happens a lot to us, and so yeah, we continued. Those of us on the server, we continued with the server name, and it continued for a bit. I then end up getting invited to. I completely missed this part in my story, but uh, when I first moved to university, I started watching Minecraft YouTube videos because I now had internet. And the first YouTube video I ever, Minecraft like YouTube videos that I distinctly remember ever watching was a guy called Dragon, D74G0N. And Dragon is probably one of the most like avant-garde, weird like people on YouTube I've ever seen. Because like he is strange, strange but entertaining. He was like into like he genuinely does drugs. He was genuinely doing drugs, and and he was like into really like esoteric shit like cult stuff and whatever. And he'd do like this philosophy stuff and talk about like cults and stuff like that. And just as I said, he was a very odd fellow, and but he was very entertaining, and he had this really unique style of doing videos, and it's and like and he as I said he'd make his own music, so a lot of the music in his videos were his own compositions. It was his own compositions or remixes of stuff, and so he had a very unique style. I've never seen anyone ever come close to doing something like him. Like he was truly out there. Um, creatively. Okay, so I've just sort of set up camp here. Um, I'm gonna pop my bed down, sleep, reset my respawn point. So if I respawn here, then if I die, I can respawn here at least. And I'm probably gonna head into the cave here. I'll do some cave exploring, get some resources. I'd like to get some redstone and stuff. So let's where shall we where are we dropping, boys? Let's go here. So yeah, where was I on the story? Oh yeah, so Dragon, he was really cool. He had a really unique style, and he had a series called Buildcraft, where he and his friends were playing on a server, um, playing the Buildcraft mod. They also had Computercraft and uh, Computercraft and later Twilight Forest, and then they basically added they had equivalent exchange in Industrial Craft and Red Power. So towards the end, it essentially became like Tekkit, if you remember that. Um, and then, of course, not long after that, Tekkit became really popular on YouTube. So, but yeah, that series had a lot of influence on me. He used the texture pack he used. I still use occasionally. I decided not to use it in this one, in these videos, because one, it confuses the shit out of people. They always ask, "What's that texture pack?" And two, I just wanted to play with the vanilla style of the game right now. And after that, when around the time of 1.2, he and his his friend Usurper97 started a Minecraft sort of style server called the Pixel Sun server. Now this server wasn't hugely successful. Most of the people on it were sort of friends of theirs with like small channels. Um, but there was a few big names. One was called Jeremy. He got decent size for the time. Last I checked, he doesn't really get the traction anymore. And but later, it was later on in the history of that server, they attracted another big name, Quabblecop. And if you're only just listening and just like your ears are perked up, wait, that Quebblecop? Yes, that Quebblecop. The AI guy, the guy who's like in hot water with everyone because he's making AI videos. I can assure you, as someone who met him back then, he was always on that stuff. He was always constantly trying to find the new meta, the new next big thing that would get him attention. So I could totally believe he's making AI videos because he knows people will hate watch that shit. People will click on that to yell at him and call him, creatively bankrupt and stuff like that. He's a lot smarter than you think. He's very cunning. He is very cunning. He actually back then ripped off a guy's video idea and someone on the Pixel Sun server, and yeah, it was a whole debacle. Maybe I'll talk about it one day, but I don't know. I don't want to fucking become this. I don't want this to become a drama whore video, but yeah. And the other person, another big name from that server, they weren't huge at the time. But they got a following later on. There was a guy called Icebox SP, and I subscribed to his channel. And then later on, he rebranded as the Blues Cruise Pro. But he used to primarily go by his name, Carson. And years went by after all this, and then one day I started getting recommended these videos from a guy called Call Me Carson. And I was like, who the fuck is this? I don't know who this was, and I was like, wait, I'm subscribed to this guy? I don't even remember subscribing to him. And I went and looked at his channel, and sure enough, his URL still said youtube.com/the Blues Cruise Pros. I was like, oh, alright, I'm back. I don't know what I did there, but somehow I full screened it, and then it just like completely fucked my shit up. So I've fixed it again. So yeah, basically the YouTuber Call Me Carson was on this server, and yeah, it was years later that he actually struck gold on YouTube, and then was accused of sexual misconduct. No idea if it was true or not, but I mean it is a verifiable statistic that 1 in 5 e-celebs will be accused of sexual misconduct during their lifetimes. So, keyword accused doesn't mean they're actually guilty. People make up shit all the time because clout chasers are real, and e-whores will constantly try and ride some guy's dick for fame, and yeah, it happens all the time. So I have no idea. So yeah, that was the Pixel Sun. I ended up getting invited to that, and I played for on a little bit, and eventually I just kind of got bored of it because I found Mind Division a little bit more enjoyable because Mind Division was a lot more close knit. And even though, like as I said, Pixel Sun had the bigger names, I just found it more enjoyable. And also, not to mention, don't meet your heroes, kids. Nothing wrong with Usurper. I don't want to shit talk him, but he was a bit full on at times. Like he apparently like kept charts of like how people were doing things, like were people uploading enough or whatever in his mind to justify having them on the server. It was just a little bit autistic, but I still love him. I still love going back and seeing his old videos. So yeah, I used to make videos at the time. I think last I checked, I have 170 videos on this channel, but only 50 are public. So there's a lot of stuff, including a video where I played Hunger Games with Quabblecop. I might unlist that one day. And you can if I don't know, maybe if I hit some kind of like milestone or whatever, maybe I could be one of those people. I set like a financial goal of donations and do some streaming, and then once we hit the goal, you can go watch me play fucking playing Hunger Games back in 2013. What a donation goal, eh? That was 2013, 2014, and but by 2014, like everyone, like Minecraft was pretty much Jova. People were kind of losing steam. It'd been, Minecraft had been going for 5 years. Microsoft then bought the game, and so many people I know were immediately disheartened. They thought it was over. Like Microsoft was going to ruin the game. They're going to riddle it with microtransactions, and they're probably going to sack the entire Mojang team, and so it was just all over. Now, a lot of that didn't happen at first, but some of that is now starting to happen. So I always thought shit was gonna hit the fan with a mega corporation owning Minecraft. So I'm literally not at all surprised at stuff like chat reporting or whatever. I hate companies, and you should hate them too. Um, Corporations aren't your friend. Hey, we got melon seeds. Nice. There we go. Got an ender pearl. Nice. And yeah, eventually Pixel Sun went away. Mind Division went away. I was part of another server called Alichno. Alichno was alright. It was run by this Canadian guy, Russian Afro Man, or Rusky, as I think he also later renamed himself. He was like Russian-born Canadian. Um, and he and this other guy on the server were genuine sycophantic supporters of Justin Trudeau. Look, I don't want to talk about politics, but this was just like insane. They genuinely built a statue of Justin Trudeau on the server after his election. It was, it was something. It was something. In fact, one of them commented on my Forever World rant video, and I was really tempted to ask him how he felt about it finally all being truly Trudeau. You know, Justin Trudeau is no longer Prime Minister of Canada. But I don't know. I don't want to be too mean to people. I mean, it's been 10 years. I should move on. I have moved on with my life, but it's just I shouldn't just bully people for the sake of bullying people. Um, yeah, that server was fun, and that was mostly my introduction to 1.9, the combat update, because this was 2016, 2016. I was part of this, and so by that point the combat update was out, and so 1.9, 1.10, and 1.11 I experienced on that server, and oh, some more pumpkin seeds. Oh shit. Okay. I just heard the horde of zombies coming towards me, and I thought I better do something about them. Um. No, no. Oh. Whew, okay. Okay, we're good. We're just gonna heal up in this room for a second. So yeah, I was on a Lichino, and as I said, the server was okay, but it had a real crabs in a bucket thing going on right there, and pretty much, yeah, Russian Afroman and some of the other people would have this thing where they'd have a target. There'd be someone in the community they wouldn't like, and they would like needle at them and shit talk them, and eventually would remove them from the server. They would either leave of their own accord or they'd ban them. And when I first joined, there was another guy, and I remember like he started building a base. There was really nothing really much to this base, and then he ended up getting removed to the server for inactivity. And then when we did a wither fight, we went to that base and we like spawned the wither in the middle of it. It was just like an open plains biome. There was nothing there, but just to like rub it in. And you know, looking back on it, it was really childish. Like I was like, whatever, I don't care. We're just gonna fight a wither for the first time. We're gonna fight a wither boss as a group, so who cares? Um, And yeah, it was kind of a bit weird. And then like they did a map reset for 1.10. We had like a a really cool map that had like lots of islands. Though I later found out those islands were actually artificially man-made using, I think it was a world painter or something like that, some kind of custom tool. Anyways, and then someone else became the target, and then I became the target, and this guy, I think he was English. No, he was Swedish. That's right. This Swedish guy complained about me, and then yeah, I just got a message one day just before the 1.12 World of Color update came out. Hi there, you're being removed from the server because no one liked you, and you're a big fucking stinky poo poo head. And I remember this guy. this guy who complained about me like then hit me up and said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to get banned. I just wanted someone to like tell you off." And I'm like, It's okay, whatever." I moved on with my life. But just before that happened, I uh, I joined a little server called Two Builders, Two Tools, 2B2T. So I joined 2B2T for the first time, and I had a lot of fun. I just sort of did the tourist thing, where you just gonna walk around and check out the builds. I don't know what fucking weird ass term they all use. They use all these masturbatory terms, e-celebs like fit come up to describe stuff. I just try to buck that trend. Um, but then I ended up joining a few groups and talking to people and kind of making like friends on the server. And then I ended up getting invited to bases like Moo Mega Base. Uh, you've probably seen Fit MC's. If you heard of that, you've probably seen Fit's video that he made without my permission. None of us gave permission for him to make that documentary. None of us like him. So, well, I mean, some people like him, but none of us really particularly like him. And yeah, he just did it for attention because he's a giant attention whore. And then there was also Moo 2, which was actually called. I'm gonna fucking reveal some behind the scenes shit. It was actually called Watermelon. If you don't know, there were these bases. There's this series of bases on 2B2T. There was like Spring Melon, Summer Melon, Winter Melon, and then like they wanted to do an Autumn Melon. And so after Moo 1 was found, um, using the authentication exploit, we made Moo 2, and it was more secure, like it was more hidden, like there was no way you could accidentally find this base. And there was they were using like a teleportation exploit. I doubt it works even anymore because like the server's changed so much. The server's backend has changed so much. I don't even know how it works. I wasn't even allowed to see it, how this exploit worked. But anyways, um, so we're at this base. We duped up a whole bunch of items. We're ready to go, and then the base got found and griefed because of another exploit. I forgot what that was, and by that point, I was just kind of like a bit done with the server. It was getting popular again. COVID was underway, and so the server's filling up with fucking kiddies, FitMC kiddies, and it's just becoming like unplayable because the more players are online, the more unplayable it tends to get. I think Housemaster, and when I say when people say Housemaster, you have to remember this is Curtis PvP, the Camping Rush's business partner, wearing the flayed flesh of the original Housemaster's skin as a mask because he bought the server in 2016 and since then he's apparently been LARPing as no, I'm the original Housemaster. Something about that server brings out like the worst in everyone. They just become like incredibly cringe. I don't know why, but anyways, by that point I was just kind of done with the server, and so I just ended up logging off somewhere far, far away, and yeah. And that was it. That was in 2021 or 2022, I believe. I haven't been back on the server since. Maybe one day I might pop in and have a look and visit a few sites, see how utterly trash they are because every kid is some fucking fame chasing. They're chasing that crumbs of clout, and so they want to grief everything because they want to get featured in a Fit MC or a Sal C1 video. It's also tiresome. It's just like, I get it. It's an anarchy server. People grief shit, but it's just like, as I said, what it is, it's just terminal, like, clout chasing. Terminal clout chasing is what truly made that server, like, unplayable, because everyone's on there to try and become famous, try and scam kids out of money selling in-game items for real money trading, and just it's just all so grimy and awful. I just don't want to participate in it really. Maybe when the server finally dies and it's down to like a decent player number and Curtis has either died or sold it, maybe I'll give it a shot. There has been some 2v2t clones I played a little bit of. I'm not going to name them because I don't want them to start suffering the same fate. I mean, hardly say that I'm like a hugely successful e-celeb, but um, far from it. But it's just like, yeah, I don't wanna blow up their spot and give them the same issues. And besides, it was by that point I was kind of like a little bit over Minecraft. I've been playing other games, like I played a lot of Ark Survival Evolved with some friends. Played a lot of Factorio. I mean a lot of Factorio. We just played Factorio for like 2 months straight. Then there was some other games, and I was also this was the era when I started my beta world. So I found myself often when I was playing Minecraft, I'd just go to Minecraft beta, and there was like a year where I didn't even touch modern. Um, where I just didn't even touch modern Minecraft, and anytime I want to play Minecraft, I would just go straight to beta 1.7. Did play modern when 1.18 came out because I was really curious to see what the Caves and Cliffs generation was like, and so I played in a 1.18 world for about a year, but after the wild update, Caves and Cliffs Part 3, the wild update, I haven't even bothered to go back to it. Um, so there's that. And then it was 2023. I discovered the beta Minecraft community. I think I was recommended a Dialco video first because I started doing this thing where I started tailoring my YouTube homepage, the feed, because what was happening was I was just getting offered slop. Like YouTube was trying to make me watch like Mr. Beast slop and Dream slop and just general like fucking low quality content that yeah, someone of my age and average IQ level shouldn't really be watching. So I was just like, whatever. And so I began using the do not recommend thing. If you see a video on your homepage that's just shit, you hit the three dots and you go do not recommend video or just do not recommend channel, and it'll completely block that channel and never appear on your front page. And because of that, I started getting some really quality content, like some little YouTubers that normally would never have probably gotten my attention if I hadn't been doing that. And a lot of them end up quitting. One guy who was playing Ark completely nuked his channel, and I don't know why, which is a real shame. But and yeah, and that's how I found Dialco, and then Monster, and then Boxware. So I was like, yeah, cool. And I joined the Back to Beta Discord server. I fucking hate Discord. Much like 2B2T, it brings out the worst in humanity. It's also owned by the Chinese, and they don't give a shit about your privacy, even less than the Americans. So, anyways, that's a completely different topic. So I joined the Back to Beta Discord. I joined the Back to Beta Discord and just started chatting to people, and I was there for like 6 months. And then one day, I just get this fucking message from Boxley. He's like, "Hey, you want to join the server?" I'm just like, "Yes, why not? Live the old days, just like just like in the olden days with like Mind Division and all that." Yeah, yeah, and it's been fun, and I've been really enjoying it since. Been really enjoying like hanging out with those guys and chatting to them, and yeah, it's been great. It's been a fun time, and that's where we are today. Here we are in the year of our Lord, current year plus 10, because the current year is 2015 according to what's his name? I'm thinking John Lennon, John Oliver. That's it, John Oliver. Because if you don't know, for the entirety of 2015, every punchline to his joke was just stating what the current year was. And that's why 2015 is known as the current year. So yeah, that's the history of me and Minecraft and how we got here today. And that will do it for the video. I've just been editing the entire thing. I just thought I would record this little outro. I have played a little bit off camera since the end of that video. I got like a little animal farm established, expanded the crop farm. I started a strip mine, but I haven't actually mined any diamonds yet. I just sort of dug it out. I'm almost at level 30, so I might be able to enchant something next time. If you made it this far, remember to like and subscribe. I mean, you might as well since you've watched me for an hour. And if you made it this far as well, comment down below. That llama joke was absolutely hilarious. Just so I know you actually watched the whole thing. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.